I call the regular meeting of the Parks and Recreation Commission to order and roll call.
Commissioner Frederick,
Here.
Commissioner Lee,
Here.
Commissioner Lawfer,
Here.
Commissioner Malone,
Here.
Commissioner Teeter,
Here.
Commissioner Sastry is absent, and Commissioner Brenner.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, can we have approval of the minutes of the November 5th, 2025 meeting?
I move that the minutes be approved.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any abstains? Any noes? Thank you.
Are there no special presentations? Are there any oral requests? So this is a point on the agenda where members of the public may address the commission on items of concern to the community that are not listed on the agenda this evening. People may speak for up to 2 minutes on any matter concerning the commission. The law generally prohibits the commission from discussion or taking action on such items. However, the commission may instruct staff accordingly regarding oral requests. Are there any oral requests? No? Okay. No unfinished business. And new business, introduction of new commissioners.
I'll just come up really quickly. So we have two new commissioners appointed by City Council. So Naveen Sastry, he's a previous youth commissioner, and he is not here this evening, had a previous work engagement, so he will be joining us in February. And the other is Missy Brenner, and then I will just open the floor for Missy to introduce herself and share with the group a little bit about herself.
Hi, I'm Missy. I live over on 3rd Street, and I'm a intellectual property litigation attorney in my other life, but extremely excited to be joining you all about the parks and the green spaces and the community events in Campbell. This place has a lot of heart that I just love, so thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Would any commissioners like to say a few words before we move on?
Oh,
So
we
introduce
should.
yourselves.
I'll start. Brian Malone, and I just joined the commission last year, so 1 year under my belt. Thank you for not making me a junior commissioner anymore. I've been in parks my whole career. I worked for Mid-Peninsula Regional Open Space District. I was really excited, and it's been great to get involved in my local community that I've lived in for over 30 years.
I'm Shirley Lawfer. I'm a retired psychologist. I've lived in Campbell for not quite that long, a little over 20 years. I too think Campbell has a lot of heart. I love it. I live over near 3rd. And I love walking to all our community events in our community center, and so I really wanted to get involved in supporting that.
I'm Sharon Teeter. This is my second term here. I was on, I forget, another commission. I can't even remember. Oh, fact finding or whatever it was. And I used to work for the city for over 35 years. And then once I retired 12 years ago, I wanted to join a commission, and I also volunteer at the Ainsley House. I live over by the Prune Yard, and as I told you before, I'm also a member of Community Emergency Response Team for Campbell, which will get more people involved.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tina, and I've been on the commission, I think, for 3 years now. So somehow I'm one of the more senior people on the position now. I'm a mom. I have 2 sons, 1.5 and 4 years old, and I work in environmental consulting.
Michael Frederick. I'm a civil engineer. I've lived in Campbell with my family for about 11 years now. Grew up in San Jose. Civil engineer by trade, working for the city of Sunnyvale at the moment. Excited to have you here.
Welcome. And our next business item is election of a chair and a vice chair. This is a new calendar year. We are in need of electing a new chair and vice chair for the commission, and would be open to motions.
So you mentioned this is your 3rd year, so you only have one
Yeah,
more
you
year.
did.
So I'm thinking,
You have the
You're
gavel.
senior.
You have the gavel. Right?
Chair?
I would be happy to be either chair or vice
Okay,
chair,
good.
open to other,
Well,
Nope.
I think Brian said something about interest in vice chair.
I said I would not refuse it, but yeah, so
yes.
It's not.
That's a yes.
so I mean, yeah, I would do it if nominated or voted in.
So, do we move?
we need a motion
nomination?
and a second.
I make a motion that Tina be our chair and Brian, I should be saying Commissioner Lee and Commissioner Malone be chair and vice chair.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstains? Thank you.
That was easy.
Yay, thank you.
Yay.
I didn't know you were volunteering for the whole year.
No, I did not know that. I did not know that,
This
but,
is gonna help you. You just keep this with you the whole time.
yeah. Okay. Oh, the new chair will take the seat, and we are looking for a nomination for a vice chair. We have a vice chair. Does it?
Right here?
Does the seat? Do the seats?
Yeah.
We stay where we are,
No,
or
you need to
Here you go.
Yeah.
Need to move?
move next to Shannon. Sure.
okay.
Oh,
And you have the, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Seats.
Oh, you need to move too.
All right.
Oh, this is nice and warm.
jeez.
We've got the seats pre-warmed and we're ready to continue the meeting. We have our annual work plan presented by Natasha.
Good evening, commissioners. So, as in the report, we kind of outlined the goals and work plan items from last calendar year. And so tonight is a part of our discussion to kind of review if these goals and work plans still make sense, if we need to make any changes or modifications. It's an opportunity for me to take feedback, kind of synthesize what you guys are telling me, and bring it back next month for either more discussion or an approval. I did want to comment on one item for people who were, or commissioners who were here last calendar year. We had subcommittees previously with Parks and Recreation, and recently we did a training amongst our legal team and our exec team to understand a little bit about how subcommittees work when you're dealing with commissions and boards. And so subcommittees essentially equal delegated authority. And so you're essentially saying that this segment of the commission is going to go and make decisions on behalf of the full commission and report back what those decisions were made. And that's not the intent of the subcommittees that we have here at the Park and Recreation Commission. The only time that we truly use a subcommittee in that fashion would be our tree subcommittee when somebody is trying to appeal to the commission for a tree removal that was denied. And in my 6 years, knock on wood, of doing this, we have not had any of those appeals. So there's no need to have a standing committee. If one were to come up, we could create an ad hoc committee at that time. So with that said, as we develop our goals and work plans for the year, if there is a point of interest in which you feel like there's a group of people that would like to participate in something, we would call it an ad hoc committee where they would be designated to it. So I'm going to give an example of the multimodal plan, right? And wanting to be more involved with how we connect through our city. And if there wanted to be 2 or 3 commissioners who wanted to be part of an ad hoc committee that participated in that, provided input to that group on behalf of Parks and Recreation and the Commission, and how transportation impacts our community and access to parks, that would be an opportunity for that. Ad hoc committees tend to be defined by 12 months or less, so they would be appropriate to be used with our work plans and not necessarily as standing committees that we have them over and over and over again, because there isn't any decision making or like very specific tasks that have to be accomplished within that subcommittee. So that's where we're gonna go. So it gives you an opportunity to kind of create an ad hoc subcommittee or not create them based on the commission's pleasure. So I can go over, last year we did some changes too, so if you're really old, then these are, like, we kind of reframed all of them. So last year, our first goal was to enhance community engagement and awareness. We had 6 different work plans associated with that goal. Our second goal was to support park improvement and development with 4 work plan items. And the last goal was to promote recreational opportunities with 2 work plan items listed in there. I'm open to hearing feedback or questions from the commission, and we can have a discussion about where you'd like to go for 2026.
Natasha, questions for Natasha?
I want to clarify, we are not going to have our park subcommittee or recreation those are gone.
That's correct, yes. Yeah, because there's no authority that's delegated. So in that sense, as Park and Recreation Commissioners, it's everyone's purview to participate in our community events, to be engaged in recreation activities, to be out in our parks and identifying areas. And you do the ones, you do the components of it that work for you, and you can report back at the good of the game section of things that are going well or need improvement or whatever you're seeing.
So save it till the end of the.
Yeah, yeah. And it can be a broad thing. So if you were out on the trails one month and you kind of noticed stuff, great. Or if you went to a meeting specific for when we were doing the age-friendly designation and you went to that and you want to report out, that would be that opportunity to do that versus these designated subcommittees that were being used incorrectly.
I'm assuming though on our own we could take the initiative to go explore like some of the parks that don't get visited. I'm
Absolutely.
just speaking on that, just for the purposes of reporting and kind of
Exactly.
giving feedback.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like just the format of like framing topics because certainly the different committee subcommittees as we had last year would comment on the other topics as well. Would it be possible to and then I like the concept of just saving the positive for the good of the game. Would it be possible to have time in the meeting for those like still topic based, maybe around the 3 different primary goals that then we could all contribute to.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and you know it. I guess the thing is that a subcommittee in that true sense of a subcommittee needs to be open and accessible to the public and posted, and minutes have to be taken and posted. So that's where it becomes this very formalized thing as a subcommittee, and that's not really how the subcommittees were operating. So that's one of the other components to that. So in regards to the work plan items, let me just, so in goal 1 last year, work plan 3 was host a community building event. And there could have been an ad hoc committee associated to a community building event that didn't have to agendize or anything like that. They just kind of got together, talked about ideas, came back, reported, talked to the commission, and the commission voted on what to do, right? There was no authority delegated to that ad hoc committee. It's just simply they're kind of doing the work on the outside, bringing it back for discussion, and the commission makes a decision as a whole. That's the difference. So ad hoc committees can be created at any time for any purpose, and they can be dissolved at any time for any purpose too. So
You know, I like Brian's idea of, Commissioner Malone's idea of having a segment of our meeting for reporting on specific things. So it helps
Yeah,
organize.
just move it just to a topical thing
Yeah,
rather
organize
than
our
the
thoughts.
committee reports.
And, you know, I like that idea.
Because I mean, at least like our committee wasn't we weren't meeting separately,
Right.
right? So it wasn't operating in that manner anyways, right? So
we could probably, I'll have to just check with the city clerk just to confirm, but maybe like how did we do director's reports? There could be commissioner reports, and it can be on anything overseeing a Parks and Recreation Commission.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, can it be tailored? I mean, I think you originally said the
Like,
different goals.
the top
So
goal,
just
yeah.
have those three goals. Anything that we want to get feedback on based on that, like just at least structuring it, and again, not
Yeah.
putting it at the good of the game towards the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So feedback on goals,
I
maybe?
like that.
Yeah.
A report on the work plan.
Good way to think of it.
And what is the process for this work plan now? Are we making a motion for approval? Are we opening it up for editing again, or?
This is open for editing, yeah.
Okay.
So these are, what's in the report is what was decided on last year. And so this is totally up for discussion. I am trying to, goal number 2,
There's no longer any need for that, right? Because that's a settled document.
so, sorry, yeah, that's work plan, goal number 1, work plan 2, yes, that one is complete, so we would want to omit that one for sure. But the whole of goal 2, support park improvement and development. So organize and participate in volunteer-driven park improvement projects such as tree planting or park cleanup events in coordination with other advisory body or community group if possible. So that was a work plan that was not addressed last year. If it's something that's still of the pleasure of the commission, we can include that and work towards something like that this year, or we could omit it. Work plans 2, 3, and 4 or 2 and 3 are generally ones that happen annually in regards to capital improvement projects, part of the budget process. Those are brought to you guys for discussion. So those ones are kind of ones that come back regularly. I would recommend keeping those. So 1 and 4 are up for discussion in that section.
For work plan 1, could we change that rather than being responsible for organizing it? Could we change it? Because I know we have a whole volunteer program that goes on for park improvements. Could we change that to participating in them?
Yeah. Participate in volunteer-driven park
Yeah.
improvement projects. Do you want me to continue to elaborate or just leave it at that? So participate in volunteer-driven park improvement projects, period?
I think that's what I volunteered for several park improvement, and I loved it, because we were with school groups, all kinds of different volunteer groups, and
Okay.
it felt very worthwhile at different parks, yeah.
I might have gone out of order. So if we want to maybe backtrack to goal 1, we have enhanced community engagement and awareness. Is that still a goal, an overarching goal that we'd like to continue?
Absolutely.
Okay, so work plan 1, increase community engagement and awareness of Campbell's park and recreation facilities. Pretty generic and broad, so we can keep that. Number 3, did we like the hosting of a community building event? Was that something we want to continue or not continue?
Yes.
That was the pumpkin carving contest this year, right?
Continue. Try again.
Try again.
I wasn't going to say that.
Take 2.
We might need an ad hoc subcommittee around it.
Or something like it, maybe something different.
Okay, actively participate, support, and promote local community events hosted by Recreation Department or other community groups in Campbell. Keep.
Yes.
Number 5 was host at least 2 park and recreation commission meetings in local parks to engage with the community and raise awareness. Do we want to
Yep,
continue
let's
that?
do that.
That was good.
Okay. Gather information from adults using recreation services to better understand their needs and preferences.
That was the one about older adults. And I think we did that.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So
I
I
think we
omit
could
that one?
take that off.
Okay. In goal number 2, support park improvement and development. So we have in number 1, the revision that was suggested was participate in volunteer-driven park improvement projects. Keeping number 2 and number 3 as is. And then number 4, advocate pedestrian and bicycle safety approaching and within the Campbell Community Center as part of park improvements.
Since we're going to be doing the multimodal ad hoc, I would suggest we keep this, and there was a lot of discussion about expanding it beyond the community center since we do have the multimodal
So
plan.
instead of, we could advocate for pedestrian and bicycle safety by participating in multimodal plan?
Sure.
Keeps it kind of broad and we can do an ad hoc for that too?
Great.
Okay. Okay, any others that need to be added in there, or are we good with those 3 or 4? Okay, the last one was promote recreation opportunities, so work plan 1 was encourage ongoing involvement in events at the Campbell Community Center, exploring opportunities to support and promote a wide range of recreational activities. Okay, and 2 was conduct a park and recreation facility story. We did not get to do that one, so we could try again.
Try again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
This one, I would also, I guess the question for this one is clarifying, do you want this in Campbell? Are you interested in seeing other facilities? What is the, or is it to see our facilities prior to the budget? To see about
I know we've got
projects?
quite a few facilities in the parks, right? And
Mhm.
how many of us have been to all of them?
Or at the community
Yeah.
center too?
Well, all the parks, I guess that where I can't, I mean, I've heard the problems like with the pool and I walked by the pool, but like, I think it would be good to get like a in-depth walkthrough
Sure.
for the Campbell Community
Okay.
Center.
Yes,
Yeah.
like we did at the skateboard park, that was very
Yeah.
useful.
Very helpful,
Yes.
okay. All right, any other suggestions for goals or work plans from the commission?
That's good.
Okay, I will take your silence. I will revise these, bring this back in February for a final approval from the commission, along with suggestions for ad hoc committees. And at that time, then commissioners who are interested in certain areas can then sign up to participate in those ones for this calendar year. Does that work? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Valentine Fun Run, presented by Lauren. With props.
I have just some things to share while I present, and you can keep some if you'd like as well, even if you didn't participate. Sorry. Yeah. And I have just these guys. Since the slide isn't working, I have a couple copies that can be reviewed of what I'm discussing tonight, and I'm happy to also send it by email so that you can get more in depth about that. But first, I wanted to say thank you so much for having me here tonight. I just really appreciate all that you do to support our department and the community. And two of the biggest events that we have every year that is definitely a highlight for us, and we hope to see you there, is our Fun Run Walk, 10K, 5K, and Kids Dash. And so we're very excited that this year is going to be the 49th Valentine Fun Run. So next year will be the 50th. So got to really think about how to make that even a bigger event. But you'll see in the printout that I have, these are just some examples of some of the marketing materials and just information about the event itself. And so it's hosted at Campbell Park at the Los Gatos Creek Trail for all ages and all abilities. And so we really encourage, it doesn't matter if you aren't a fitness person, everybody is welcome. And it's really wonderful to see we have people in their 90s who will participate as well as young children and people of all abilities. We, when COVID happened, we had to transition, as every other department did, to do a virtual fun run. And so it was very exciting when we can bring it back in person, and our numbers have grown every year. So just to show, for the 2024 fun run, for the Valentine Fun Run, we had 723 signed up for the 10K and 5K, which was, I believe, an increase of about 230 from the prior year in 2023 as we were building back up from the COVID times, and 73 for the Kids Dash. And then this last year in 2025 for Valentine Fun Run, we had 840 10K and 5K, and we had 63 for the Kids Dash. And so The numbers just continue to grow, and it's exciting to see the community get together. People travel as far as we've had runners from Washington State, people from all over, people that are visiting short term from another country. We had someone, I think she's from Switzerland. So it's really wonderful to not just get the Campbell community together, but people from all over and different walks of life. And the real goal of this event is that it promotes health, fitness, and community, of course, within Campbell and the surrounding areas. So, and again, in here you'll see some pictures. We utilize Foggy Bay Photos, who take excellent photos of the event that always turn out great. So as you flip through, you will see just some examples of that. And again, this event is going to be on Saturday, February the 7th. The official start time is at 9 a.m., but we do have pre-event activities around 8 a.m. I know Sharon has several years has come and volunteered for the event, and so during those pre-event activities, we have our sponsor booths that are there. We have 3 different levels: platinum, gold, and silver. And so our platinum and gold sponsors are there to promote their opportunities with their business or organization, give some freebies away, discounts and deals, whatnot, to the community members. We also will sometimes have interactive activities and whatnot. I know our youth commission is looking forward to participating there and having some interactive activities for teens and youth. And then we will provide sort of refreshments, coffee, and then kick off the race with our 10K the Kids Dash, then the 10K, then the 5K. And as people return, they get to cross the medal. You'll see those medals there. They cross the finish line and they get a medal. As you'll see, some of those medals are dating back to 2016. And so it's very exciting because everybody that finished the race gets a medal. And then we also give out over 126 prizes that go to the first place for first, second, and third place runners in every age and gender category as well, and then a top overall. So it's a very exciting event. We usually are wrapped up by 11:30 a.m. And our team starts out there as early as 5:30 getting ready for our setup because it's a really all hands on deck. It's something that we're very proud of, and just would really love to see you all out there, whether you're stopping by, you're volunteering. It's a great event that I'm honored to have been able to take on over the last few years. So are there any questions that you have?
Have you guys gotten a lot of interest for sponsors? I guess, to this point.
Yeah, so we definitely have those who come in kind of close to the last minute. So our deadline for sponsorship is January 26th. And you'll see in this, and I can email this out, has the details about the different levels and whatnot. And so to be a sponsor, we do have the different levels that are either as a fee that they pay that goes towards the cost of the event, or in-kind donations, which is really great because that's what we utilize for our prizes. So organizations who will give, coupons or, $25 worth gift card towards their business, whatever it might be, we give those out. So every person that runs across that finish line who places first, second, or third will get some kind of item from our sponsors. And then again, you'll see in the pictures, they get to set up. They oftentimes have interactive activities as well. So right now, I believe we have about 8 confirmed, 8 or 10. And with the platinum sponsorship level, you get to do both Oktoberfest and Valentine Fun Run. So those who joined us for Oktoberfest that were platinums are coming back for Valentine Fun Run. And then we have gold and silver who will be joining us just for this. And sometimes they decide to upgrade at the last minute because they see the value of being a part of, 2 per year. So we've worked with sponsors who've been with us for, several years, and we couldn't do the event without their support as well as the support from volunteers. We try to get about 75 volunteers out there. So if there's, organizations, businesses, whatnot, it's a really great way to get information out there to the community. We share the information on our social media as well as our website. And we also have an opportunity at our packet pickup where sponsors can provide a paper form of whether it's a coupon or just a promotional information on their organization or business that is given to every single runner, so that it gives more exposure for them as well. So we get those goodie bags. Our adult center seniors volunteers are wonderful, and they stuff over 900 goodie bags every race, so that we have it for every single person that comes to pick up their packet before the race.
And I volunteered at the Oktoberfest, and it
Yes.
was great fun, and I would recommend either race or volunteer, because it's a
It's
really
great
great
fun.
event. Yeah.
Everyone's so excited to be out there, either running or walking or just observing.
Yeah.
And I think we had quite a number for the Oktoberfest, right?
Yes, we did, and my apologies, I'm completely blanking on that
Yeah.
number. I was so
Yeah.
focused on
I think it was
Valentine's.
better than- yeah.
But we find the Valentine Fun Run gets the biggest turnout typically, and I think, of course, it helps with it's a new year. People have those goals, but it's amazing as you get to know some of the runners who've done it for years, who've increased their own goals, their personal goals, fitness, whatnot, and or brought their whole family. It's really a big family-friendly event, and so it's wonderful to see because I remember the first time I did a 5K, and that was a really big deal for me. I'm not a runner, and I walked a good amount of it, but so it's a big milestone for a lot of people.
Other questions for Lauren?
How do you,
Sign up to volunteer.
yes.
Yes, and I realize, or to run. So to volunteer, we utilize a platform called Sign Up Genius, and the link is on our website, and our website for the Valentine Fun Run that you can find all this information as well as the link to register is www. And I have that on the flyer you'll see. I also have flyers that you can take and share with your community members, friends, or fellow employees. But it's campbellca.gov/Valentine. That's going to have information about our sponsorship, the race itself, how to volunteer, and how to register. And then for registration, we are strongly encouraging people to register by, I believe it's January 29th. Do I have it on there? Because we to make sure and secure that you do get a shirt and you do get a medal. We find we sometimes get over 300 people that come in at the very last few days, and we do, have to place that order ahead of time. So, and then for the registration too, we do offer discounts for ages 25 and younger to really try to encourage younger adults and youth to participate.
Could you send us the link?
Yeah, absolutely.
Email us the link.
I'll send you the link as well as these graphics as well, and just all the information. And we really appreciate if you share out with your resources and community members, because it's a very exciting event. So we appreciate your support with not only coming if you can to be a part of the event, but also helping us promote it. And if you don't already follow us on social media, if you are on social media, would love for you to follow us on both Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see that I share different posts specific to all of our programs at Campbell Recreation and a lot more as we get closer to the fun run. And you'll see even a Christmas tree I decorated with our medals as an idea for what to do with them. It's one of our reels that I would have loved to show you, but so that's also there too. So I will send you all those direct links as well, and you're welcome to forward that to anybody you think would be of interest.
Awesome. I forgot to do this on the last agenda item, but do we have any comments from the public? Hi, Frank. No comments? No. Okay. Other questions? Okay, next, thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you so much for your time. Oh, I'll add is that other flyer that I have there, again, has the flyer of the Valentine Fun Run information, and on the back, it highlights all of our winter programs.
Okay.
So Valentine Fun Run, as well as our open house in March, registration for that, all the great things that are coming up in the next several weeks and months at Campbell Recreation and Community Services. So again, feel free to share those flyers with community members as well.
I got the whole stack down here, so you can grab as many as you need before you leave.
Great. That's an extra copy.
Thank you. This is an extra copy of the photos and everything. I know you guys were looking at them. I don't know if you guys got them down here.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next item is community.
It's actually, sorry, the skate park renovation.
Okay.
But just you can follow the list of it, but it's neat. But she just forgot it on her list of everything that's happening.
Okay, so
It's the next agenda item.
an update on the skate park renovation. Lauren, Mary.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, welcome everybody. I just wanted to provide a quick update on where we are with the skate park. The skate park project was approved and the equipment was ordered. This happened last calendar year. We reached out to the company this week to just get an update on that, and they have an actual meeting next week to talk about Q1 installs, and we're part of that process, so we hope to have a more firm date of when the equipment will be here next week when they get back to us. But our plan right now is to post signage by the end of the week, this week, so that we can close the skate park beginning February 2nd, which is a Monday, to allow our Public Works Department to come in and do what work needs to be done in removing old equipment, auctioning if that becomes a viable option, and then prepping the actual surface area so that we can be ready for install when they are ready to come with us. We believe that that time frame should look like a 3 or 4 week closure for Public Works to do their work, and then the new equipment should be here in early March. We will be updating our website with any updates, information, grand openings, anything else possible. But this date was just thrown at me today, so we haven't updated the website yet. You are new to the information.
So it sounds like in total it'd be the month of February and a portion of March that it would be closed.
Yeah,
And that's going to be posted beforehand?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. The goal is to get those postings out. I actually have to order the lamination for the big paper.
Mm-hmm.
So, but by Friday, we should be able to get all that stuff out there, and we want to plaster it around there. We'll do some social media posting around it, and then we'll also update our website to let people know. We'll also send that information out to all of our skate park families that have taken classes with us in the past. And then our skate park staff that teach those classes are actually part of skateboard clubs at their schools, so they'll help us kind of share that information out to the high schools as well.
You mentioned auctioning off some of the equipment that's there. I know I've heard firsthand from some of the skaters there that they don't want to see this thrown away because
Right.
it's perfectly good equipment in some cases. What is the, I guess, where would this be? Where would this auction happen? Is there a way to alert the community, the skate community that uses the equipment?
Do you want to take this
Yeah,
one?
I've reached out to an auctioneer that we've used before for vehicles, and I reached out to one other auctioneer, talking to them about the actual ramp, the one that I guess
The half pipe.
the half pipe is really what people
Yeah.
would like to get. This company, the two auctioneers were under the impression that this was a huge ramp that could be disassembled and then put back together. This ramp is built in place, and they will not take liability of it, because what has to happen is somebody needs to come out, they have to cut it in pieces. You'd have to have large equipment out there, even if somebody was to buy it from us, get it loaded on a big semi or something, haul that to where they want it to, and then put it back together. Somehow try to re-weld this structure that you cut in 10 pieces back together and make it safe. That's why the auctioneers didn't want to be tied anything to it. They thought this was a unit that you could unbolt everything, have all the pieces, then go ahead and take it to another site and put it together. Then you can transport it. But this was all built on site. Very heavy. A lot of the existing legs on that thing are all bent. If you look at it now, it's in really poor shape. They really kind of just didn't want to be anywhere tied to that structure.
Were they open to the smaller pieces though, in the event that people are interested in the smaller pieces?
I did not ask about the smaller. I mean, I can.
Okay.
But the large piece that would have to be cut in, that just to move it, you'd have to cut that in like 10 pieces, then rent a huge forklift to pick it up, because we cut that little ramp and it was so heavy we had a tractor out there to move it. So this would be something huge. And the city too, if we were to auction that off and somebody was to buy it, they would have to come out here and disassemble, cut it up. I don't know if the city wants to take that liability of having somebody on our property with power saws and a big piece of equipment in there to move this thing off the site and then onto a truck to transport it. I don't think the city wants to be in that situation, that kind of liability. I mean, I could be wrong.
It's not looking favorable.
Yeah, I know, and I think the local community understands that portion of it. I mean, the only way that thing's getting out of there in one piece is the fence comes off and you have a big fork
Right.
There's no.
You have to probably crane it, honestly, onto like.
You would have to have a huge crane. That thing probably weighs, 15,000 pounds or something. It's heavy.
Yeah.
Even the small one, it's just solid metal that was all constructed and built on site, with the intentions of, if this ever has to get moved, we're gonna have to cut it up and demo it. That's, it's unfortunate. It was built on site.
So is the plan for, I guess, Public Works staff to go in there and break it down, or you have a third party come in, break it down and
Our
scrap
plan
it?
is to go ahead and have our staff go ahead and cut that, all those pieces, all those up into smaller pieces, then we would send it to the recycler. So it wouldn't just be tossed out, it would be sent to a recycling facility and everything.
So it sounds like there's no plans, at least, to try and auction off any of the other pieces.
I have not reached, and I will talk to my director, Amy Olay, and I can reach out to them and see if that's something that they'd like to do. Because the smaller ones you can get in there, they could almost be picked up in one piece and then hauled somewhere else. There's a lot of smaller pieces, but that huge half pipe is just, that's,
Yeah, no, I understand.
yeah.
And to specifically answer your question, if we do end up being successful with being able to auction some of the smaller pieces off, typically that isn't like an online auction, and so we would certainly get the information out the same way we were going to get the information about the closure and the reopening and everything, and make sure people understand how to go about contacting them and
That's
being
cool.
part of it.
That's great. That's what I want to make sure, because I know the people that use it
That's
every
where you're
day, they
going
want
with
it.
Yeah,
They don't wanna see it-
exactly.
They don't want to see it scrapped. That's right.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I mean, be ready with the messaging, because I heard the same thing.
And we would like to, auction off some of the smaller items. What we may have to do though, just because other material would be coming in, is the companies that we use, you have to keep the items on your site. They're auctioned off online, and then as they're purchased, then they set that up and have the new owner come and take those. We've done those with vehicles. So if we put them on an auction, hopefully they would go quick. If they didn't, we would have to move those out of the way and store them at our yard or something until they were finally sold and then picked up, because I wouldn't want to slow down or delay that project out.
Yeah, and I would say it's really just to satisfy that desire. So I would put a date on it, and then if no one bought
Sure.
them, then just dispose of them, scrap them.
Exactly. Okay. Will do.
Are we planning, or maybe we could think about some sort of commemoration around, because I remember, wasn't there a story about there was the person who built the skate park, and I think we talked about it when we did the tour. Was there maybe I misremember.
I think we just, I'm sure there's planning on opening, right? Or
opening.
an
Yeah,
event.
yeah, we're definitely when we have a better idea of the targeted time frame, what we'll probably do, because grand openings are tricky, is we'll probably reopen the skate park when it's ready to reopen, and then we'll plan our grand opening probably a weekend or two after we actually do like a soft opening, and then the grand opening where we'd invite the whole community to come down and work with some local skate shops to have some demos and giveaways and things like that
And that's where I would say, if you have a name that is the person, I don't remember a specific name, or just say, and we thank the community that built this original skate park that had good service for so many years.
Yeah.
Well, we can certainly look. We're gonna have to update some of the signage and things like that too, so maybe we can incorporate some.
Well, I would just say, if we're doing an opening event and someone's going to speak, that you would just acknowledge that the community, built the original, and obviously it's upgraded. I think there'll maybe some disagreement on whether it's better or not, but safer and less liability. Because even when we did the visit, that you could see that the supports were not sufficient for those big metal plates were in decent shape.
Yeah. It's gotten a lot of good use. And what I'm hearing too, obviously I'm not a skateboarder, but my understanding is a lot of the participants at the skate, they move a lot of that equipment around. They're sliding it. So when you're sliding that heavy equipment, that you just got a little 2-inch by 2-inch leg holding up certain sections, they have a tendency to want to bend and flop. That's why we had to demo the other one, because all the leg supports, everything that structurally supported that ramp was gone.
Yeah.
It was only had a couple legs holding it together.
Other questions or moving on to community events?
Open public comment.
Open to public comment.
One more question, if that's all right. During the closure, is there an ability, the skate community is probably pretty tight-knit, but is there an ability to point to other skate parks that are around? Because I know there's not, we're not dripping in skate parks around here.
That's a great idea, and absolutely we can reference, I can do some Google searching and provide some resources of close by opportunities for people to go. I would
That'd
say
be really
Santa
cool.
Clara is probably the closest.
Yeah, that one's not too
One?
far. Yeah.
But I mean, Milpitas has a brand new skate park. That's far, but there's and then Santa
Santa
Cruz
does,
has
too.
some too. So I mean, there's definitely some all around. But
Yeah.
that's a great idea. Thanks.
Public comment? Questions from the public? Okay, community events.
Okay, community events. So in your agenda packet, there is a memo here from Natasha. There are a couple of events coming up that she wanted to point out to you that I'm just gonna kind of go over, and we did go into February because I think your first meeting in February is gonna happen kind of really quickly afterwards, so she just wanted to make sure that you were aware of them, including our fun run. So the Peninsula Symphony presents Joyce Yang. That's happening at the Heritage Theater on January 17th, 7:30 p.m. The Kids Night at the CCC, that is always a popular event. That's happening at the Community Center on Friday, January 23rd from 6 to 9:30 p.m. Petty Party, which is celebrating the music of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers at the Heritage Theater. That's on January 24th, 7 p.m. We have our Valentine Fun Run, which you just heard about, on Saturday, February 7th, 9 a.m. at Campbell Park. And then the Country Women's Club of Campbell is hosting their 28th annual crab and their crab feed. And pasta, there's a missing them all. And pasta fundraiser, crab feed and pasta fundraiser. That's in the Orchard City Banquet Hall at the Community Center on also Saturday, February 7th. So we got a lot of stuff and a lot of regional stuff happening around that time frame too. As you know, the city of Santa Clara is hosting the Super Bowl on February 8th.
That's right.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
That small event.
That little thing.
Yeah.
Could you describe to us what the kids' night is at the
Sure.
community center?
Do you want to? Yeah, absolutely.
So once a month, we offer on Friday evenings where parents can drop off their children from 6 to 9:30. It is, you do have to register ahead of time. We oftentimes fill up with a waiting list, but it's really exciting because our day camp staff, who are day camp leaders who are out there from 5, 6, 8 weeks during the summer with many of the kids that come to our kids' nights, are the ones who then work the kids' night. And so there's always crafts, games, activities, usually some type of theme. They provide a dinner for everyone, and depending on, of course, the season, try to revolve around the different activities that they do. If it's light out earlier in the year, later in the year, they get to be, the playground is there, so it's at our preschool building. And then in addition to that, we have expanded our kids' night out at the CCC. We now have Kids Day at the CCC with our spring break and February break camp as well that we are offering. So we get to, again, see a lot of our campers that come for the summer who are very excited to see all their camp leaders return for that.
Is there like a target age range for this programming?
Yeah, 4 to 12. We will sometimes make exceptions depending on, I think, is it for 4 to 12 or 3? We might have adjusted.
It's not on this list.
On the flyer though, you passed out. It should have, I think, the ages on that. We have a lot of our preschool students who will join us, so we will sometimes make age exceptions. For any of our programs, really, parents are always welcome to give us a call. We encourage you to do that ahead of time so that if spaces fill up, because we will need to discuss with our instructors if it's a contractor or in-house. For day camp, it would be me making that call. And so we find we do have sometimes younger siblings of kids that are there, or a kid who has turned 13 but really loves it and wants to continue with us. So we have that, and they did just have in December the Elves Fun Shop, which again was like a kids' day at the CCC, where they did all kinds of fun activities surrounding the holidays. Yes, great. I'll just add, if you have any teens, anyone who's going to be turning 16 during the summer or at the end of the summer, or young adults who are looking, we do have our job opportunity open for our day camp, which is again a very popular event that brings in up to 300 kids every week for 8 weeks out at John D. Morgan Park. So that's on our website.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions on these upcoming events? Open public comment. Comments from the public? No?
Later.
Okay, yeah.
I know which one he's waiting for.
Okay. Where are we? John D. Morgan Park Bud Restroom Project Update, presented by Fred Ho, Public Works Engineer.
Good evening, Commissioners and Madam Chairperson. Congratulations. I'm Fred Ho. I'm the senior civil engineer for the CIP group. Work for our director, First Director Amy Olay. So thank you for the opportunity to give you an update on our projects. Given there's some new members, I thought maybe just a little bit of background, touch back on that. So this project is the John D. Morgan Park Budside restroom replacement project. And the restroom itself was put in early 2000s. So as you know, J.D. Morgan is our biggest park, many uses. New all-inclusive park, 2 years old now, but still very popular. So with the age of and the use of the facility, it was time to replace it. So the council included this project in our fiscal 20-year CIP program, and which then, fast forward a little bit, the CIP actually also include the some work for the parking lot there, trying to get more use out, rather more capacity out of it. I'll touch on that some more later. So last time we were here, it was July, and at that time the commissioners were kind enough to share with us your input, and we were able to review those and incorporate as appropriate, and those input actually were then presented back to the council in September when we took the project to council there for their approval of the plans and specs. And so shortly after that, we went to bid, and we were fortunate enough we have 3 bids. So the lowest responsible bid was $1.36 million, which is 3% within our estimate. So, we finally got the contract signed, fully executed back in December 16th. So we're trying to get the project going with the contractor now. We just got a schedule from them, what we refer to as a baseline schedule. So you might still slide here and there a little bit. So what they're planning on is around mid-August is when they're actually mobilized to actually take the job site over, and anticipated to finish the work about end of November, maybe December. So there's a little gap, of course, you notice, between signing the contract and them taking the field. This is because it's to accommodate the design and fabrication of the prefabricated building, which takes about 6 to 8 months. Actually, the schedule is like 6 months just to get through state certifications and things like that, and then it's 2-3 months to then build and then to ship it out to us. So looking about maybe October is when the building might arrive on site. So that's a rough schedule that we're looking at, and that's my quick update. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
So what's the downtime for there'll be porta potties outside, but what's the downtime for the restroom? Because the way it was presented before, right, it is prefab, so the installation will be relatively quick, but you know, the the start time you're saying August or so, and then finish in October. Will it be that entire period people would need to use the porta potties, or?
Yeah, so the detail on exactly the sequence of construction still have to get fully reviewed and work with the contractor. But to answer your question, and that's one of the things that you had shared with us, and we actually considered in building the contract, is that the contractor is required to provide one ADA compliant and one standard porta potty and a hand washing station. And experience told us that those things get maintained twice a week at least. And the contract actually building language to say, hey, you know, if we review it and we need more, you got to get more up there. So there'll be facilities to be ready for use from the beginning to the end until the new restaurant is actually open for public. The other, actually, the touch on that is related is the access as well. So the contract actually built in because the all-inclusive programs, playgrounds there. The contract is supposed to provide access to that facility, and of course the rest of the park as well. So of course there'll be some intermittent closures because we're all working in the immediate area, but those language and requirements are built into the contract.
Okay. And then the other issue you probably remember as well was just, hopefully it won't be very long, but there is some redoing the parking lot for ADA spaces and for restriping. So is that anticipated to just be a very short closure, or more long-term?
Yeah, that's one comment, of course, again, I mentioned.
Yeah, right.
So the details we're quizzing the contractor.
Okay.
Again, a little bit of background, the existing parking lot has 68 total spaces, including 3 ADA parking right now. And it'll be upgraded to 79 spaces, including 6 ADA parking. So everything, all the counts are increased. And to answer the question more directly, what I foresee, and I work with the contractor on getting that to be done, is to stage it so that ideally we'll do the demo to create those new spaces where there's none right now. For example, there's a planter that we'll be taking out and create those 6, or the 3 additional ADA parking. We're also on the northeast corner, we're also going to be doing some demo, try to regain some of those couple of spaces there. So we try to do those work, and while those work happening, I don't foresee the parking being closed. Again, maybe intermittently because, you know, with equipment and stuff. And the contract actually would be instructed to do that too. As far as staging, is that when we, for example, when we build the all-inclusive playground, we dedicate a portion of the parking lot for them to use. Therefore, they're not running all around the existing parking lot. So, to answer your question, I think ultimately when we actually resurface and restripe the parking lot, will be to the end of the project. Those are the only time that the parking will be fully closed.
And that's only about a week.
Yeah, about a week, yeah.
Weather dependent.
Yes.
Other questions?
I remember there was some grading involved, or adjacent to the structure itself.
Yeah.
I assume that would have the same shutdown, that space, because I think there's picnic tables up there, and we're talking about keeping ADA access up there, right? I think that was what was mentioned last time.
Yes. Yes. So there'll be some grading, but mainly where the existing structure restrooms right now is a tad higher than the surrounding asphalt area. Right. So a lot of grading had to happen there to try to get it back down lower to meet current ADA standard. And then also the picnic area to the northeast of that site. We won't necessarily touch that area, but yeah, to try and create an ADA accessible pathway there, we will have to do some grading. We'll have handrails and actual, because it's going to be a long ramp per se, so it'll be constructed that way. In fact, that's one of your input is that, and because of the good bid, we will incorporate that additive altered item to at least make that first table, first area ADA compliant.
Oh, thank you, that was my comments, I appreciate it.
It's good input, so we got it.
Okay.
But I just asked that because just reiterating, that parking lot is very, I know we've mentioned this many times, it is very busy. That will be peak youth soccer season, which gets practice every single day.
Yes.
So it's good to hear that at least a portion of the parking lot will be open throughout it, only when you're striping, when you close the entire.
Yeah, we do what we can to minimize the footprint of the activity and also the staging too. So this particular contractor, actually, they were also responsible for the workers out here in downtown, when we did the 2nd Street and 3rd Street. So we have a good working relationship with them, and they understand the public needs. When they're out here, we say, hey, downtown activities and different things you need to be cleaning up, housekeeping, and they understand those needs. So I have good confidence that we can work with them on those items and try to minimize the impact.
Particularly in August and September when parks are very busy and it's warm, will there be like an opportunity for someone or the contractor to assess if the pumping schedule for the porta potties is frequent enough? I hate to be that person, but I've also been that person.
It's absolutely real. It's absolutely real. We had the similar experience with Campbell Park Playground when we did that. In fact, I don't remember exact how many porta potties we started the project with, but just through observation, really, and our inspector is very diligent, goes and check every Monday and so forth. Very quickly, we learned that that's what we started with this project. We have those porta potties being cleaned at least twice, and we'll increase it if we have to. Same thing with the number of porta potties.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm wondering if 2 is enough, actually, because there's a lot of people that use that playground and then the sports field, and when kids need to go, they need to go.
One soccer team takes care of that.
Yeah,
that's true too. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. Little bit, I suppose, a little bit of timing too. We would hope for the project to start a little earlier, sooner, and then we depending on the season sometimes too. Certainly, we can adjust those the numbers of porta potties out there as we needed to.
Any questions, comments from the public? No,
Oh,
okay.
I thought that's where
I
you
know,
were
I'm
going to come
wondering
from.
what Frank is holding out for. Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. And now we have staff reports. Parks, Public Works Superintendent Ron Taormina.
Good evening, Commissioners. All right, talk a little bit about staff over the last, we haven't met in a couple months, so it hasn't been super busy. Things have been kind of going into a little bit of a dormant stage, other than the weeds seem to be growing. So in early December, park staff, we had about 8 staff members. They performed this work over a week. They applied the pre and post emergent spray to all of our city park areas, our roadway medians, and other common areas that normally weeds would grow and everything. There may not be, I'm saying pre and post. The pre-emergent is sprayed onto the soil to keep weeds from coming up, and the post-emergent helps get rid of the weeds that are already grown. Most of you may already know that, but I just put that out there. So that was done, and things went well. This year, we normally used to do that at night, but this year we performed the work during the daytime, because we normally perform that in October, but this year we got a little behind, and so we did it in December, and we decided to do it during the day because the manufacturer recommends that the temperature be at least about 50 degrees when you start applying this. And at night in December it was getting pretty cold, and it was dropping into the low 40s. And so, but things went really well, and we didn't get any pushback from the public and everything. So everything went really well on that. So got that taken care of. I talked about this a couple months ago, but we have finalized our volunteer project at the community gardens. We're going to be having a volunteer cleanup day that day. It's going to be on Monday, the 19th of this month, which is Martin Luther King Day. So it'll be led by, we'll have one person from our staff there, and it'll be led by really Bob Carlson and his crew. He's going to have about 25 students out there they'll be students from either Westmont or Delmar High School that will be out there. We just walked the site again on Tuesday, I think it was. And wow, the weeds have really taken off, my God. It's in desperate need of cleaning the pathways, trimming bushes down, cleaning some of the debris up that has been left against the fences. You know, people always have good intentions. They bring items out or sticks out, and it started out as 2 sticks, and now it's 25 sticks that are there in tubs and everything. So Becca's been good about getting notifications out to the people that have the plots out there to get these items moved, because we are going to do a cleanup, and unfortunately if they're there, they're going to go away. So, but it'll be on the like I said, Monday the 19th. It's going to start about 9 and we'll go to probably 11:30 or 12. And you're more than welcome. If people want to volunteer, we're more than happy to see you.
Rain or shine, right?
Yeah, rain or shine. According to Bob, he said rain or shine. So, yeah, so we'll have a staff member. I'll probably be out there for a while too, just to see how things are going. But it'll be good. It should look really nice once we're all done, because right now it's just, a lot of things are overgrown and a lot of the plots are, not in the best of shape and everything. So,
Yeah, just a quick question.
Yes.
Related to the 2 first items, I would think that gardeners might have concerns with spraying. So is the garden a no spray zone as far as?
we don't use any spray there.
Okay.
It'll be all line trimmers that are out there. We trim everything we don't use any kind of chemical spraying out there.
Right.
For sure. So it's just a lot of trimming, a lot of cleaning up, picking up debris and stuff. There's no type of chemical used for spraying weeds out there.
Okay.
It's all line trimming.
Nope, that's I think probably a smart choice.
Great. Also, first part of December, we had probably about 2 or 3 locations on Las Gatos Creek Trail for encampments. So we had our contractor come out, Service Masters, and they've removed 2 encampments. I don't know if most of you probably walked that underneath the Creekside Bridge. There was a large encampment. There was quite a few people there. With PD's help, they were able to remove the people that were in there. We got things cleaned up, painted all they just graffitied everywhere, got all the graffiti cleaned up. So we've been monitoring it more, and with the help of our PD police department, they are helping us monitor more of the encampments and letting us know, getting these things marked so we can expedite.
So at Creekside, I thought you had it fenced off, so they couldn't get in to make their camps.
It is fenced off, but there's no gate at each end anymore. The gates are removed.
Okay.
And as most of you know, that used to be kind of a walk path for people that, when that building was full, people used to park in that overflow parking where the transformer station is for PG&E.
Yeah.
But nobody uses that no more because that building is almost empty for the most part. But it's the perfect place because it's on cement, so it's really kind of a hot spot for people that are camping. So we've been trying to stay on top of that. And also we had a couple of smaller encampments actually in Campbell Park up on the slopes and stuff, so we were able to remove those too. So we've been trying to monitor those and get those taken care of. So, and it's normally the same people that come back again. And, so it gets pretty comical sometimes when PD comes out and they know everybody's name that's in the encampment, and stuff. So it's unfortunate. It's really an unfortunate situation. So, but we're trying to stay on top of that. I'm sorry.
This is kind of a curiosity question, so smack me if this is outside the purview of questions. But Are, you know, when PD goes with to help clear the encampments, do they like take a social worker with them? I'm very familiar with resource resistance, you know, but like what are the steps that we take when we're kind of clearing people?
So whenever there's an encampment that we come across that needs to be removed, PD will go out there and they'll post a 72-hour notice for abatement. They have information on there that they can contact other resources to get a hold of people. When Santa Clara Valley Water District, probably 2 or 3 years ago, used to be really involved with this, and they did a lot of cleanups. They would bring somebody out that helped with housing and everything to give people literature and information on that, but they haven't been around as much anymore. So PD tries to do as much as they can. We try to let people know that, hey, you can reach out. It's really hard because sometimes you see there's women out there that are by themselves, and they are the first really to be accepted into a housing facility and stuff. But a lot of them don't want to go. It's unfortunate that they don't want to go. But the city does, like I said, PD does post it 72 hours. We give them the 72 hours. Normally we give them longer than that by the time I go ahead and set everything up for the removal. Sometimes it could be up to a week. Then we'll go there. We go through all their stuff they've left there. If there's any personal items, sometimes we'll find driver's license, credit cards, there could be medications. Those are all taken immediately. We take those to PD. If we find valuable items that, could be anything, could be a new tent that they had or anything that has a value of more than about $100, we'll keep that. We store it for 90 days. I have a storage at our yard, and people can come and reclaim their items. They have up to 90 days. And within that if they don't do it, then at 90 days we'll dispose of it. It's kind of hard when stuff is new. We had a gentleman one time that he had boxes, big Tupperware containers, big ones, and they were full of comic books from many years ago. These things were in pristine condition, and we got all those and stored them. And he came back and got them. I mean, these are items that are probably worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So we do try to be, a little thoughtful on some of the items. But some of the stuff, a lot of it is the garbage and stuff, and we'll dispose of that. Unfortunately, we take a sharps container with us, or the cleanup crew will. They'll pick, we'll find needles and stuff too. We want to pick those up because the last thing we want somebody to touch them, or especially little kids, not good. So, yeah. But we do give them the 72-hour notice.
I really appreciate you walking me through that process.
Oh, no problem.
I'm learning so much. Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome. Let's see. The next item I have, you're going to notice at the parks that the lawn is a little bit long right now. It was all fertilized in the last couple months and everything, but it's been so wet that we can't even get a lawnmower on it. It'll want to sink, it'll leave tire tracks. So we're hoping it's supposed to stop raining. Well, they say tonight, tomorrow's supposed to be better. So we're hoping by next week, next Tuesday, Wednesday, we could start mowing again. But right now it's just too wet. So you may go out there and, so if you have a small dog or something, you may lose it in the grass out there. But our plan is to next week start mowing again once it dries out a little bit. So. And the last item I have is for you that walk the running track at the community center. A lot of our rule signs that are around the track that just kind of tell you what rules to follow while you're using the track. Some of them are really faded. We put some new ones up about 5 years ago, but some that are facing southern exposure, they're kind of a reddish color. They're really fading. So we're looking in now to getting new signs made and then get those mounted too. So we're working on that. So that's about all I have to report. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have a question, but it seems like the best place to jump in here. So after the 2 storms of the past, or I guess 2 or 3 storms of the past couple of weeks, I noticed a part of the embankment on the trail by the pedestrian bridge at Campbell Park that has essentially started to erode, and it's almost undermining to where the trail is itself. It's fairly new. I can point it out and we can talk about it afterwards. But
Okay, no, that
it
sounds
is-
good, because I
It's
like
like
it.
2 feet from where the asphalt trail is, and then it kind of just drops straight down.
Okay,
And you can see if you go out there that the creek has kind of flowed and kind of diverted from its stream, and is kind of getting close to where that wall is.
Would-
Or not walled.
yeah, I'd like to know where that's at. Obviously, I can't have my crew go down there, because that's Santa Clara Valley
Right,
Water
it's Valley
District's
Water.
property, but
Right.
I'd like to see it so I can reach out to them to have them come out.
Well, that's why. But I guess my thought is, I found this initially, but my sons and I they were biking on the trail, and they kind of do their own thing. You know, head to
Sure.
the clouds as a 6-year-old. They're having a great time.
Yeah.
But if anyone comes off on that,
It's just
that's
a-
a huge fall.
Please, yeah, as soon as the meeting's done, let me know, and we'll take a look
Yeah.
at that tomorrow.
But I guess I'm wondering, is this something you could put fencing up, or at least some sort of?
What we can do is, if it's a drop-off, we can either put barricades with caution tape, we have some construction fence panels
Yeah.
that we could put up, a couple sections of it, just to save it off till the problem can be remedied. But
Okay.
yeah, I can take a
Yeah.
look at it tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, no, I understand this is Valley Water doing it, but it's.
But we don't want anybody getting hurt,
Yeah.
no matter who owns it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah. exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Recreation and community services.
Yeah. So, a couple of updates from our department. The Ainsley House is now closed until March. Hopefully you all had a chance to go over there during the holiday time. It's a nice kind of special time for that spot in Campbell. It is going to be tented on January 27th for termite mediation. So you're gonna see that kind of happening, covered up. And then additionally, work is going to take place in early February to reinforce the roof. So there's a big issue that we're going to be creating some beams into the attic area to reinforce parts of the roof and just make the whole building a lot safer. So you might see that going on too. The Heritage Theater season has 2 more shows. So we have Easton Corbin on Thursday, February 26th. That wasn't on this other list because we'll be meeting prior to that, so that'll be on the next list. 8 p.m. And the Natalie McAllister and Donnelly Levy and the Celtic All-Stars on Saturday, February 28th at 8 p.m. The Adult Center is going to host their annual Lunar New Year event on Friday, February 27th from 5 to 7 p.m. Tickets are going to go on sale about a month beforehand, so on January 20th, the tickets will go on sale and they're $25 a piece. There's some great entertainment and food, and it's a really lovely event, and it sells out every year, so if anybody is interested in going, make sure you get your tickets early. Our pool was unfortunately not able to reopen on this Monday, January 5th. We have, however, fixed several leaks that were found over the closure time frame. The repair work to the concrete has been completed, and now we're just working on balancing the water chemistry. We will have an updated opening date out to our patrons this Friday, most likely. We're really close. We're really close. We had a new recreation coordinator start with our department on Monday, which was exciting. Jay Phillips joined our youth, teen, preschool, and fitness team, which is Lauren Council's team. This position has been vacant since, technically speaking, it's been vacant since June of 2025, but the person that had that position actually went out on leave in January. So that position's been actually vacant for almost a full year. So we're really excited to have Jay join us. We also have a new fitness instructor that's joined our team and offered a noon spin class today as a little tester that went really, really well. So we're excited that we'll be able to offer a noon spin class, which if people don't know what spin is, that's bicycle, in-place bicycle. And we plan to continue to increase offerings for fitness level for adults as well as other special interest classes now that we have a full team in Lauren's section. We also, all of our spring, no, I shouldn't say spring, all of our winter/spring classes have begun. Really, it's winter. This area goes all the way into spring, so everything in January is getting started this week and next week for the most part, so that is very exciting. I have hold on, I had a question for Natasha that she just responded back to me on, so I have to, because it's perfect timing. Okay, and then that is it for our department.
Thanks. Any questions for Lauren? Okay, thank you so much, Lauren.
Yeah,
Good of the game. Maybe anyone would like to start? So good of the game is where we make announcements about anything that's been going on, or I think now we're also, adding in observations about the parks and trails and recreation center. And, so
Even though Ainslie House will be closed,
yes.
the old firehouse, which houses the Campbell Museum, will be open
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Thank you for that clarification.
So I highly recommend, I also volunteer over there besides the Ainslie House. There's so much history that the staff gathers, it's unbelievable. We have a couple videos, and then all this information is very, very interesting and very valuable, so I would recommend that you try to come by. It's only $5.
Are you the folks that have been putting, is the historic, there's an Instagram account for Campbell that puts out like historical photos and blurbs. Is that the museum?
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It is. That made
It's
me
very
think of that.
cool.
It's very cool.
Yes.
I'll go.
oh, go ahead.
So I have two things for good of the game. One is the commissioners' dinner. And I just wanted to thank the city and all the staff
Good point, yes.
because it was lovely. And I felt very appreciated and acknowledged by the city, and that doesn't always happen for volunteers. So it really meant a lot. I really liked the way that they talked about the achievements and the accomplishments for each of the commissions. And I learned a lot about our other commissions. So there'll be another one next year. I highly recommend you go.
Plus the dinner was really delicious.
The dinner was fantastic. It really was great. So that's my first one. The second one is the Ainslie House. And both the holiday decorations and the tea, the foundation and all the staff that work on that do a beautiful job. It really is. And that's another one that sells out really quickly, is the holiday tea. And I think it's wonderful how it involves the community in our history, and also involves organizations who come and decorate the house. I like that it involves the community in those two different ways. So those are my two good of the game.
Anyone else?
I guess I'll add, I know, at least for park staff, you guys are working through the holidays and with the storms and everything. So I guess I want to show recognition, because I know that that's something your team has to deal with. So and we had quite a doozy of storms the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll let the staff know. Thank you very much.
I just enjoy seeing like the difference in Campbell Parks, like John D. Morgan. Less visitation, it's getting a lot of rain. It's kind of like getting a chance to refresh. The grass is growing. It's just kind of nice to see. One sad point, I don't know if anyone has that information, totally more Campbell than Parks, but the Campbell Auto Bear disappeared. Did anyone know where it went?
It's in their garage.
It is. Excellent. See, I knew someone would
No, I've
know.
been paying very close attention to Safety Bear.
Okay.
Yes, it's currently in their garage, and I haven't summoned the courage to ask if he'll be going back on the roof.
Okay.
Does they-
I'll let
Perhaps
my
it's
family
been
know.
more
He
secure.
was cattywampus for a
Yes,
while.
for quite a while.
Increasingly so. It was.
But he was chained to the roof.
Right,
He had a
yeah,
chain
yeah.
around him.
The
I think they were
bungee
afraid.
cords were like increasing in
Yeah.
number.
Glad to hear it's in the garage.
Yeah.
It is in the garage.
Yes, that's good.
Frank, did you want to share?
Yes, I'd
Yeah.
like to take forward 20 minutes now. First, I want to recognize all of you, and having been one of the commissioners, I appreciate your work and I appreciate where you're trying to go now. A couple of things I really like and I want to draw attention to. One is linking some of the rules that are coming around driving and roads and the parks, because bicycles are sometimes, in the middle of the road because they think they can do that. They also do that on the parks, and little kids are really at some risk in that, and so are some of the adults. So you set that one as part of your plan. I really support that. Thank you. The other one is, I forgot what it was. I'll have to come back some other time to it. I really enjoyed being a member in this group, and I really thought I was going to get to continue, but I'm not. And so I'm still offering in some ways to do help in the community as a citizen of this community. The other thing was, you mentioned the students are going to come and do the garden. They last year were doing work at JD Park, doing plants on the back parking lot side. I mentioned at that time, and I'd like to raise that again as an issue, there should be some real strong support and recognition and credit for those teenagers who are doing that work. And it would come from the parks as a good source, or the high order of things. But my experience with young people that age is they're exploring the world, and if they're doing that kind of work, I will tell you, they're learning things about who they are, what they want to do, and what they don't want to do. And that's a really valuable piece of information to have them move towards who they are as adults and what they want to do. So I think they should get a lot of credit for that. Now, the other thing is, thank you again. And if I could be here, I would be here.
Thank you, Frank.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you for your service, Frank.
It's good to see you.
Yes,
keep in touch.
You
I
are
will
an
keep in
honorary
touch.
member of the committee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Frank.
With that, I think we could adjourn until February. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we're not.
Yes, we will. Take care.
I noticed that, like, right from standing up here, every time I took my kids to school.
No, thank